y'all. Let's talk about quality of sleep. What's on my nose, y'all? Oh my God. I'm turning into a cat, y'all. Yeah, I think it's some sort of form of paint, y'all, but welcome. My goodness. Anyway, y'all, am I going to work today? Okay. Have some attention to that. Hi, I'm Tracy. This is my channel, Tracy from the Mermaid Cove, and y'all. Now I have now got masses of craziness on each side of my head. So it's like there's a 3-dog night, there's a 2-nest night. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. Don't know. I need a new mattress. I gotta like bump this way up on my things to get accomplished list. Y'all, someone gave me this mug. I have not shown it to you. Is that not cute? Smaller, but that's fine. And look at this. The details, y'all. It comes with a lid. Can't find it. It's okay. That works. And then I have a brush down here. And y'all, I thought, well, I'll just quick stop and brush my hair. So anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a new mattress. We're going to see if that helps. And then I am going to add to my list of things in the next year. Maybe I need a sleep study. You guys, hold on. Just hold your horses. Hold on. Well, this is the best I can do, y'all. Oh my gosh. I'll watch this and think, wow, really? You couldn't just, yeah. Anyway, why am I was going to tell you all about me being a rock star. And then I saw my reflection. Why am I a rock star? Because I got every speck of my laundry done. I don't know when I uploaded that video, but this laundry situation had been going on. Now, not my tops. That's separate. The whole other category. That's not like laundry. That's like tops. But every other speck of it is washed, dried, and folded and put where it should be. And my system is reset up. I have, right now, I have 4 bags, okay? One I keep in my closet. Then I have my whites, my darks, and then I have, I think I'm just keep towels and underwear and that kind of thing separate. Make it easier, y'all. Go down and just grab a bag, wash some clothes. Yep. See, I can make order out of chaos. I'm just working on the chaos out of order. I'm working on it, y'all. So I did some shopping yesterday. Did some art. Did a few things. I didn't put boxes together. I keep moving this back, which is fine. So not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. Now, I did not get up as early as I wanted to because, y'all, right now my clock says 7, but it's 8. So I thought, let's give myself a few days rest. But I still did get up around. I got up at 7 and I'm watching a video. Y'all, what kind of video? I'm watching an art video. I've got all these cool classes going. But I wanted to show you this. So when I first found this, there's a dot and an X, and I saw a face. I'm like, wow. So I added a little trim with that, and I saw a face in there, y'all. A little maybe yellowish nose, but that's okay. I'm doing a little bit more with the hair. But I am so enjoying this art thing. I really, truly am. But look at that, y'all. Just out of nowhere. It was in a many books of me keeping track of, my different products, right? And it was just a page that had a few things on it. So I thought, well, I can put those on another page. But I wanted to show someone at work some of these. They're ink spray dilutions. This one's called Postbox Red. So I sprayed a couple just to show what they're like. A lot of my sprayers don't work. Now, in theory, they're older. In truth, they're older. So let's see. So I was going to bring this to show her, and I had an extra one. So I was going to give her that. And, but I realized these are ink. So I'm just going to have to use them differently than the spray. And the spraying, you have to do it somewhere so it doesn't spray everywhere. You guys. Anyway, I'm very happy with my little I may frame it, y'all. I don't know. And my brain wants to go, well, nope. This is what it is. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just art, and you stop when you feel like it's stopped. I did have my recycle here, you guys. Okay. It's a morning. So also, if you guys have COVID tests, check them, or whatever you're allowed to say. And if they're expired, throw them out. Now, the expiration date is usually given 6 months. But if you go to the FDC, I think FDA, not the FCD, I don't know who that is. Y'all don't go on that site. It might be a bad site. But anyway, and check the dates. But I've got, at work, we ran out of them. And I have a few that I had. You know, I used a lot up when I was sick. Just making sure it wasn't that, and it wasn't. I hope I feel better this week. It's been something. And the other thing I'm going to share, I had some chicken nuggets last night that I bought. I think I'm going to have to start paying attention to sodium. This ring on here is really loose. Usually I could barely get it on. So my hands are a little swelled up. I think it's probably from them chicken nuggets. And I had them later at night. So I lost track of some time. So I didn't have many. I had 6. I had 6, y'all. I counted. If you guys ever have a chance to buy a big fat pencil, do it. Because I love them. Only have one left. But I will when school supplies come out. You guys, this is like just crazy girl channel. But, you know, yesterday I had to sit down and have some breathing and go through what I did accomplish and what I did and think about maybe, did I overspend at a dollar store? Yes. Like before? No. Is there things I wish I hadn't gotten? Maybe. But I just don't go very often, right? I just don't go very often. That's the thing. I had something to share with you. You know what? I'm not feeling cooking food. So if I'm eating prepared stuff, I'm going to start looking at that sodium. Y'all, Jules, you'll tell me what the sodium count is of stuff. Or where can I look? I'm sure there's a website, right? Or what's a normal... I would like to have a little less than what they say you can have. But I'm going to start thinking about that. And yesterday wasn't the kind of food day I wanted to have. And I realize there's just so much I can do, but I think food needs to be the foundation, right? But so all my laundry, except for the tops, are done. And I want to sort through those with you guys. And then I'm just going to... Normally I'll just take everything and heap it in front of the washer dryer. I don't want to do that. I really don't. I'm practicing like I'm living with someone and they don't need to go down there and have heaps of clothes they're trying to deal with. So, yeah, so we'll start with that. Good sort. And I said before, my nightstand comes this week. So Frank Friday, we'll work on that. You know, I ordered these clothes and I didn't get anything from PayPal. So I'm going to call the company this morning and see if I can just switch payment. I can't understand if I did choose an expired card, which I have to figure out how to remove that from PayPal, why it didn't tell me no. That's a question. That's not right. That's not a good company. I don't like that. We'll see. So I'm going to deal with that. I got to call my eye doctor. So I got a few things to do. And I'm going to work on some drawings. So let me show y'all. We'll do a quick... She's one I was working on yesterday, and I couldn't find her last night. I set her aside to dry. I'm enjoying these little drawings, y'all. She's not quite done. She's called Woman with Brooch. I haven't done her little brooch yet. Anyway, I'm kind of digging her. She's got some claw hands. It's okay. Some people got claw hands, y'all. Okay. I'm going to do real quick. And then, so I'm up to, I don't know what. We'll just call 20. I'll be at 25 today, but anyway. Mouse. Bear. Deer. Cartoon dog. Doodle bird. Card cats from a card. I have to show you that card. Cartoon hippo. Doodle Owl. I love this guy. The toadstool card. I'm going to work more on that. But I think that looks like a toad sitting on a toadstool myself. I am the walrus. Hoop, hoop, de doop. Seal point seal. Blue-nosed bear. Not a bad news bear. A blue-nosed bear. Dragonfly. Y'all, then we come. I'm going to frame this and give it to my friend. The Accidental Rita. We have our color Spectrum Girl. This is called Brooch Girl. There was a pen, a brooch, a Tamu that I wanted. Looks nothing like this. This is Bookworm Reading. This one got a little damaged, got wet, got ripped. I got to fix that. Cindy's Flamingo. I'm going to set that out. That needs some triage. This is Glass Lemons. I'm sorry, it looks like lemons in a glass. This is called Cat Tree Cat. That's from a cartoon, coloring book. And that's that one. And this is the Long Face. And I'm not sure. I think I might put color around her, but leave her black and white. Does she look like, y'all, does that look like a chair? I had no idea how to draw a chair. I feel like she's sitting there. Look at that. Look at her hands, y'all. Claw hands. I got to work on my hands. Anyway, I might leave her. I might do a little color around her. So that's where we're at. And then we're going to have her. And so I'd like to get to, I don't know how many days it's been for the 100-day project. And I'm going to do a reel or something with these, y'all. I'm keeping it in here because something got wet and I did not like that. But yeah, so that's going on. So what do I want to get done today? I want to unload the dishes. I do have sheets I'm washing, so I got to put them in the dryer. I hate sheets. I love having clean sheets, hate washing sheets. It makes me sad without my mom because we always folded the, you know, you have to have people help you really fold them correctly. Anyway, it always makes me a little sad, but it's okay. Yeah, and want to do my Michael's haul. Maybe I'll end this, make this quicker, and do the Michael's haul. Not Michael's. I didn't go to Michael's, y'all, because I'm very proud of myself. I thought I could feel like what was happening at Dollar Tree, and of course I didn't find what I wanted. The makeup sponges, and then I see Walmart had. I should have got them at Walmart. Anyway, another story. Yeah. So I thought, you got to go home. That's fair. It's been a while. I can't believe I used to do this all the time. My mom and I would hit the road. I cannot believe it. Run around looking for things to buy. Now, I'm obsessed right now with paper. Different kinds of paper. And that is one thing when you thrift, that's fun to look for old paper. But y'all, I don't need that. And this class I'm taking, it's a free class by Catherine Rains. And she has this really cool like glass with knobby stuff on it. She uses it from Merc making. I don't have to rush out and get that. Y'all I got a zillion things to Merc make. So I guess like talking to y'all is like talking to myself. And so let me follow up a couple things. So Jules, I don't know why that came out good. My little bar, cinnamon bar, but it's like a 2-on yucca, so I won't make them. I won't buy them again. It was new, Trader Joe's. I also see they have their new blueberry muffins, toxic. Anyway. I just, because, I think we're harder on our own. They tasted good, right? That's all that matters at the end of the day. And then Barb, somebody at work is like, oh, hummus tastes so much better with, beans that you soaked. So, yeah, I have some hummus to eat up I bought that I need to eat up. So hopefully Friday, I don't know, y'all, I've just not been in the mood to cook. And that's a shame because I got to do it whether I'm in the mood or not, right? And not the truth of things. So I've also started a little project of all my cups and mugs. One just started leaking slowly from the bottom. I used to have really bad luck with these things, but now I have really good luck with them. I'm going to talk what I want, y'all. Say what you want, not what you don't want. So this is pretty good. It's not something I like to carry to work. This comes off if you want it. I think Beverly gave me this. Y'all, but you have to hydrate. And yeah, so we're still continuing the Friday, my goal is to have sorted all the paper and things I have in the living room that are art, and put a lot away in my library, and then do a final declutter. And I'm pretty sure my living room's ready. And I'm going to work on the pantry, because I need to have at least a nice row for someone to put things on. And I'm trying to get myself acclimated to using half the refrigerator. So I'm working on that because we're going to move forward quickly. Yeah. So that's what's going on. Work day, I'm off Friday because I work the weekend. So Friday, y'all, I got to call the cable and get some stuff straightened out. And there's almost anything I'd rather do. And then next weekend, taxes. So we're just going to be dealing with that. And I got my altar. I didn't do the inside of it because it was too big of a project. And I'm like, I didn't have bags. I'm like, you know what? It's okay. So I got everything kind of clean, and I didn't smudge because I couldn't find matches. I need to bring matches upstairs, but I had some, but they are not working. So, but it's just so nice. And so once I get my nightstand there, and that whole corner will be nice and clean. And you know what? It's an area at a time. I remember as I drew a picture of the areas of my living room. I think I should do that with my studio, you guys. But today looks like a good walk-in day. I only did like 10 minutes yesterday. I shouldn't say that. I did 10 minutes yesterday. I did. So I want to get to really making it the thing. I mean, it's a little windy and cold, but I'm not going out for an hour hike, y'all. My girl Claire's out walking in bad weather. Claire's my hero, y'all. She is. And she don't want to exercise as much as I don't, but I think she's, secretly really good at it. I think so. So we're going to get some walking this week. And just art, decluttering. So it's right 8:15, and I'm going to finish with y'all. I'm going to do one thing, my Dollar Tree stuff I bought for me for creativity. And then I'm going to head up, shower, get dressed. See what I feel like in that moment. If the light's good, and maybe go through the clothes and get those sorted, the tops. And, I want to let some go. I want to let some go. Some I know just don't fit me right anymore. I love the color. I love everything about it. But you kind of look a little sloppy. I do want to start that. I do so many things I want to do, y'all. I can't even keep track. Hold on, let me show you. This is a bag of stuff I was working. Look at this cute idea bag. Look at that design. Mark making. So I was going through journals and stuff, trying to tell myself, excuse me, you have enough paper? Look at this beauty. Yeah, and you know what? Oh, it opens beautifully. So this is going to be my creativity book. And it's okay if I start it and stop. It doesn't matter. It's my book. I can do what I want, right? Let's try this Sharpie. This is my new favorite color Sharpie. Let's see if it's going to bleed, I think, right? Let's put it here. Creative idea. So that could be for YouTube, too. A little bit. Y'all, this is the creative ideas. So, even if I write something on a piece of paper, I'm going to try to just tape it in here. So I'm going to work on that with all the different things I want to do. Isn't it pretty? And then look, I love y'all stationery. I hate to say it. Income limit. I probably have a whole room just of beautiful stationery. Love it. And then I'll have to show you, I'm going to make my friend's grandson Wyatt, another book of Captain America. Though I'm real friendly with my postman at work. He's so nice. And he told me, to go online, and if not, call the local post office and see if they have this package. Because it does not make sense that they needed money and your name's on it and they didn't give you, something. Maybe it's just sitting on a shelf there. Because if anyone opened it, unless they it's just a really cool glue book journal, notebook, journal, whatever you want to call it, of a composition book with all kinds of Captain America stuff. So I'm going to try to replicate it. I can't. I'm just going to do it again and enjoy the process. So let me show y'all what I did yesterday when I was resting. And you know what? I'm not going to have the struggle of why aren't you doing producing? What? Produce what? Finish journal pages? Finish a lesson? What? No. Where'd that come from? Well, I know where it came from. It's like, oh, hello, voice. I haven't heard you in a little bit. You want to? Oh my gosh, I know. I'm tell you. Okay, sorry. There's a podcast called Mormon Stories, and I just like the host guy. There's something about him. I just like him, and I watched it because there's another woman, Hidden True Crime. Her and her husband have a channel, and they're kind of fascinating to me, and she has really interesting clothes. I'm always excited to see what she's wearing. They live in Utah, I think, somewhere over there, Idaho, Utah, something like that. And but anyway, right now, and they were doing the Lori Vallow thing, and so I watched a lot of stuff, but also about how the Mormon Church is a big part of this, but this new thing is you all probably don't know who this is, but a woman who had a big YouTube channel, and she was always kind of mean to her kids. Anyway, she hooked up with this other woman and allowed her to torture her children, basically. I'm not going to get into any details because it's upsetting. But so it's Ruby Frank was the one that had like 8 passengers or something. Never seen it. I'm not watching some of a bunch of kids and nonsense. But the other woman is like Jody Hildebrandt, right? Okay. And I mean, tortured these 2 children, at least 2. And then they forced them to go clean people's houses. I mean, this is a horrible story. So there was her niece, right, who's now, I don't know, let's say 25. I don't know how old she is. She was treated the same way. And nobody in her family believed her, right? Nobody believed this kid. And she was the one in the Mormon family that was the other, right? That was the rebel that would, why do we have to do that kind of stuff, right? But anyway, I guess she had an interview before. I'm going to watch it. But this is a follow-up interview because now that Jody Hildebrandt has pleaded guilty, and she said some nonsense. She did it because she loves those children and she wants them to heal. Really, 2 months ago, you have them tied up starving. Really? No. So probably things would have come out in a trial. And apparently, she's insanely wealthy. Thank you to the Mormon Church. So, and the Mormon Church, I don't believe has come out and said anything about her, or I don't think she's been excommunicated. Time will tell, because this is really horrific. But in Utah, it's weird. It's like, I don't know if it's because it's in a child case. I don't know. I think they should be worse than like murder, hurting children, right? I mean, this whole world has to change. But anyway, so she's older now. She's really interesting. Okay, when you first look at her, see, she's become a tattoo artist, right? This kid's she's a beautiful woman, but she has tattoos right here, and I have a hard time looking at throat tattoos. So I think I had turned her off, but anyway, I had it on, and she is one of the most articulate, smart, intelligent, emotionally intelligent people I've ever seen on the YouTube. This woman is amazing. And she's been through intense therapy, and and she even talked about, for her, like, tattoos are a very close personal experience. People tell you stories. They're doing it for different reasons. She says such an honor, and it's a permanent thing. Anyway, this woman is amazing. Her name is Jessie Hildebrandt. And I was like, you just want to reach out and hug her. And so last time she was on, he had put up like all her different, platforms. She's not on YouTube, but anyway, in a Venmo. And she started crying, and she said, people were so supportive. And the outpouring of support and love and people sharing their stories she said, I can't even process it yet. I can't even explain how it's helped me heal. And, but she talks about, the main component here, they're going after Ruby Frank and the other woman, Jody Hildebrandt. But nowhere is the conversation of how the Mormon Church let this happen. condone this, made this woman like a multi-millionaire. So it's a big scam that the bishops, there's someone having a problem, send them to there, and then she would separate the husbands from the wives and the children, and then all of a sudden the husbands were child molesters and ruin people's lives, ruin marriages over and over and over, and get paid from the Mormon church, big time money. Anyway, but this girl, a woman, Jessie Hildebrand, I don't know if y'all are looking for inspiration. The show's called Mormon Stories. I watched it yesterday. I don't know when it was filmed, but her name's Jessie Hildebrand, and I love this guy. I mean, I just find any form of extremism fascinating, and I don't like. I mean, in some ways, it's a cult. I mean, and there are Mormon people who, you know, it's like any form of religion that you have segments of it, right? God forbid what's going on in the name of God and Jesus and other things. But I know many Mormons, love them, great people, wonderful people. And we used to, at the library, we'd have volunteers. And for some reason, 2 Mormon girls would come, you know, they're on their mission. So they're like usually, I think they're like 18, 19, usually around that age, 20. And they wanted to volunteer in the community. So they volunteered for us. And then when they left, another group of girls came, and it kept going for like maybe a couple years. And it was such a good experience. It was so much fun. And these kids were so great, all different. One, I wish I kept in touch with. We really hit it off. She's a little of the wild child. She was a wild child Mormon. But it's just interesting, right? And, you know, Mormon church feels like the patriarch of the family gets the edicts from God, that kind of stuff. But I, you know, I've been to the Mormon temple here in the Washington, D.C. area. Our neighbors growing up were, when they went, I knew them for a while, were Mormon. And before they do whatever they do, people got to go in. So we got to go and get a tour. I remember it being really beautiful. But the funny thing about what I remember about, I can't remember their name, but I remember about these Mormon neighbors. Sometimes I had to go there after school. And bunch of kids, maybe 5, 6 kids, a lot of kids. And, you know, just, they were happy, nice people. But they had powdered milk. I'd come there after school. Y'all, I want some Kool-Aid, okay? This is the 70s. Y'all, I need some Kool-Aid. Something, right? I need some Hawaiian punch, you guys. And she had powdered milk, and it was so gross. It had a weird gray, muddled color, and I would tell my mom, I'm not going there anymore. They have the weirdest, terrible snacks. As only like a 9-year-old kid. Anyway. But yeah, so I always say, yeah. So there's amazing Mormon people doing amazing things in the world. Amazing things. But this whole Lori Vallow and her husband, he's coming up on trial. I am going to watch it. You know, there's these, it's just, I don't know, I can't even explain it all, but it's fascinating. And the Mormon church has a lot of, I don't know, are they going to change? Probably not. It's like saying the United States government is going to change. But anyway, you should watch her. She's wonderful and interesting. And she might not be everyone's cup of tea, but she just, yeah. But her parents, she had to cut her, now, no one believed her, right? Had lost relationships with a lot of her siblings, not all, but a lot. I don't know how many she has. Strained relationship with her parents, and then she cut her parents off like 2 years ago. So now all this is coming out. And she is so angry about, and I agree, had people believed her back in the day, this would have never happened to these children. And see, and that's the problem. That's the problem, right? Never believed her. Authorities, nobody. She did her best. So now, and she said every single person that was in power that I told is responsible for this. What happened to these children? You're responsible. But she's trying to be open, you know, as she goes through therapy, and she's doing all kinds of interesting stuff, journaling. And I thought, you know what? She's right. She's called this, like, she's soul vomits all over the page. And I thought, this is for me to remember to start doing that again. But she does all kinds of interesting things. She's well-read, had interesting books. There's one, and I read this a long time ago, Nonviolent Communication. I'm going to get that book. I'm pretty sure the library has it. There's another book I can't remember, but I'll talk about them when I get them. And she just is doing the hard work. And she said, you know, people worry about it. She goes, it's not that I'm not healed. You're never going to truly heal, but I'm healing. She said, what people don't understand is, you can go into a certain sense after it's all done, denial, and not think about it and push it down, but it's always there running your life. It's like, in your phone, the battery keeps going down and there's open apps. It's kind of like that, I think. But she said, no one talks about how painful the healing is. She's just like doing like a really hard hike. You feel so good after, but in the middle of it, you really wish you weren't in the middle of it, kind of thing. So she's truly, I think anyone who's had trauma would just feel good listening to her. And all this stuff she has is super practical. And she said, I know not everyone can get therapists. And she goes, I've had some bad ones. I've had some good ones. She's with a good one right now. But she wants to, she didn't get her GED. I think she got her GED, right? So she's going to start college. And she's like, I'm at 0 credits. Well, some college should be giving her life credits. Girl, let her write an essay, because this one is smart. And what I love she said is, I don't know where I'm going to end up. I just know I'm called to the healing arts. And whether that's becoming a therapist or a researcher or whatever. What's really interesting is he said, you should start a YouTube channel. You should do a TED Talk. And she got so embarrassed. And I understood this, like, why would I give a TED Talk? Like, what? Are you crazy? Like imposter syndrome. And I saw myself in that. And not that you want to have an ego per se, but you don't want to have a false sense. It's not even a false, well, it's a humility, or just like, I don't know, like, who am I? Like, who do you think you, I remember once, I don't know, it was Easter, and we were listening to David Sedaris, which is not everyone's cup of tea, but if you listen to him on one, not his later books are terrible, but like Me Talk Pretty, some of his earlier stuff, and not his journals or diaries, y'all, that's another story. But his voice and how he writes is just, it's on that kind of lunatic fringe that I love. Mimi and I and Heather and a lot of my friends, we love that kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, David Sedaris has written a children's book. My former supervisor, Nancy, sent me a link. So I'm going to put it in a request that we buy that. That reminds me, change the subject. I'm going to go to Frederick downtown to this bookstore. I have a gift card for. I'm going to get that book Big. I talked about that children's book. I want to support that artist, and I just love that book. But anyway, so she's starting at 0, and but she's just really, she's going to do something. And the understanding she has of the Mormon Church's place in the world, the history, how it's like a cult, and it trains people to be perfect and they can't be. It's really fascinating. So yeah, check her out. I'm going to get that non-violent communication. That's what it's called, right? Non-violent communication. Yeah. It's on my list to get that and to read it. And, work some more on myself like that. I know this, like for me having a YouTube channel, she would really benefit. The thing is, she had so much outpouring of love, support. People were wanting to support her financially, which is so wonderful. And, but I know what I was going to say. So she doesn't really have a relationship with her parents, obviously. But since this all came out, like her parents had sent her like a happy birthday wish, a text, but they have not called to talk to her about it. And she said, I understand my dad to a certain extent, but my mom, she said, the thing with my mom is I give her a lot of grace because she grew up in this oppressive society, right? And she wouldn't even know where to begin. And she's so smart. She wouldn't even know where to begin to process. And she goes, I'm not sure she can make it through the process. So she gives her mom grace in that sense. But her dad, she doesn't understand, she said. But I don't know if it's his sister or the mom's sister. She'll write a book one day. She should. But y'all, and just lovely person. So anyone who's struggling or not, or just wants to see something healing happening, and that you can heal, because she went through something pretty horrific, and then the abuse, like the Mormon Church and the abuse, right? So, and there's a big movement now. But what's interesting too is Hidden True Crime had on, so it's Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, right? Who killed these children because they were dark shadows or vampires or zombies or something. And then I started watching it because some of my podcasters I love were following it. But Chad Daybell's brother's wife, his sister-in-law, Heather, I think it's her name. She was interviewed in 3 parts, and she's fascinating. I liked her a lot. This woman, she's another one, not real popular, right? Like the rebel that wasn't going to sit there and take it and be the good Mormon woman. And, but her story is phenomenal too, and very interesting, and weaving in where people didn't believe her. That she kept saying there's something wrong with Chad. This is his writings. All this stuff is way away from the Mormon church. Why is he not being called on to, if anything, the Mormon church was endorsing him. He's working for the Mormon church. So that's really interesting. And even his parents really hated her, and everyone hated her except for, some people didn't. And she, obviously her husband was, different. But what does Chad do? His wife dies, right? Lori and him get married. They move up to this area, Rexburg in Idaho, and they buy a house next to this Heather and her husband, and she lost it. But it's fascinating. And she's left the Mormon church now, mostly because one of her younger kids came out as gay, and it is a big problem in the Mormon church, you guys. They even have that Jesse Hildebrand was talking about, there's some kind of law that if you have sex, I think she says, if you have sex out of marriage, it's like being a murderer. But they use it against young girls or kids that are having sex before marriage, mess. But Heather Davis, she's really interesting. Her story's interesting too. I like to hear people's stories. Anyway, that's what I watched yesterday. It was fascinating. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. I am going to do a quick Trader Joe's thing. I'm going to do Trader Joe's, but I'm going to take a shower first. Do just what I got at the Dollar Tree. And I'll be honest about if I regret it or not. You can return things and get a credit. You don't get your money back. But I will say this. I'll save that for my talk. Anyway, y'all, I hope you have a lovely Monday. Good start to the week. I hope it's sunshine where you're at. And I hope if you're struggling, sit down with pen and paper, and like I've told you, it doesn't have to be a pad, it doesn't have to be nice scrap paper, go your recycle bin, back of cartons, whatever it is, write your heart out, write your anger out, write your feelings out over and over and over again. Now, like I said, morning pages, Google it, 3 longhand pages a day in the morning, really before you become conscious. That's a little harder for me because I got a cat that wants to eat, but I'm gonna work on that. And, but do it whenever you feel like doing it, right? That's like a whole thing leading towards sort of artist blocks and stuff. But write your heart out. Write over it so nobody can read it. It's not about spelling, punctuation, apostrophes, none of that. It's about getting raw pain out on paper. And there is something so powerful about it. And if you're just, and everyone, let's come up with, maybe we could start my show list. You have to write this down because I'll say it and then it will go out of my mind. And that's just, you know what? I accept that right now. Maybe that will change. Maybe it won't. But let's write this down, y'all. Hi, Clara. Clara's mad. Ugh, such a fight with her food. So start my, with gratitude. 3 things we're grateful for. I have no idea, y'all, the date. I know St. Patrick's Day is next Monday. I do know that. I got to start wearing my green. So 3 things we're grateful for, right? Let's take a breath. And now I'm coming out of my head, but, sometimes I really try to just put my hand over my heart. What am I grateful for, right? There's so much. There's so much more to be grateful for than to worry about and fear. So let's say this. I am grateful that I enjoy a great cup of coffee in the morning, that I give myself that. I am so grateful, right? I have cute mugs. I'm just grateful for that moment. And secondly, I'm grateful I can share that with you. Very grateful, you guys. It is just, God, one of the most important things I've ever done for myself is have this connection with you guys. And I'm grateful that my muse has not deserted me after this long dry spell, y'all. And I'm just so grateful that art is a daily part of my life, and that it's a gateway to healing, and for me moving forward with my life, gateway to maybe what my future might look like if I wanted to. So yeah, you can be grateful for and if you're struggling, right, maybe be grateful you can stand up. Maybe you're grateful you have a shower you can get in, right? Maybe you're grateful you have YouTube to connect with people, right? Maybe you're grateful that you have an animal you love, right? Maybe you're grateful that you had animals you used to love and what they brought to your life, right? It can be so painful to lose them, but if we concentrate on what they bring us, right? Maybe you're grateful you love to read and that you can lose yourself in reading. You know, maybe you're grateful you love to exercise, or you grateful you walk every day. You're grateful that you feed your body really good, healthy foods. So I do think that's important and powerful for just that. Just that every day, y'all. Let's start doing this. Let's start doing this. Remind me in the comments. But yeah, yeah, I've got to, now that my brain is starting to function a little bit more like myself, I'm going to be working on pulling some systems and then being consistent with them. I don't want to overwhelm myself, but I do think on this channel, starting with 3 things we're grateful for is a really good, powerful thing. So thank you so much. Y'all, I was going to show you real quick what I did all day. Not all day, when I had my breaks, right? I was doing a color study, if you will, right? And I was using this really cheap paper. This side had acrylic on it. So look, I like the look, but it was getting on my nerves. So this was a piece of paper. I'd done something ages ago. So just a little bit. And this was, again, I wanted to have both sides done. Whether I make journals. I think I want to make some journals this weekend too. This one, cheap paper, cheap watercolor. But you know, when it goes into a journal, or you rip it up, right? And you just have a little piece, you know, and then you're going to do art on top of it. Love this one, you guys. And I love that it went wonky. I didn't have any plans to go wonky. It's just, y'all, I'm going to find a new place. So that side's still ready to go. So I'm going to put that. And then this is Aubrey Vincent Beardsley. I had a really interesting book of a thin thing of his, really drawings are wild, like Dante and all kinds of crazy stuff. So this was the front part of the book. But I want to read more about him. Again, on the weird lunatic fringe stuff. That's where I like to, I don't want to live there, y'all, but I like reading about it. So I'm going to, like he did on Joan of Arc. So I have 2 more pages, and then I want to make my own big journal about this size. So, but yeah, I am so grateful that I am working. And I think I started to talk about how my brain was like, well, you're not really making anything. And I'm like, what? No, yes, we are. Everything leads to everything. And y'all, this is finished. I'm declaring her done. I might do a couple little more things. I'm not as thrilled with the yellow nose, but I think I might just leave it. Just do a couple little more things and work on the hair. And, you know, move on. Because there's so much I want to express. And, yeah. And I think maybe YouTube was a gateway to this too, that, you know, it's such an important expression for me and for my thought process and my healing. And the art is just like so wonderful. And I think of it now like as a faucet. I can't always do art. I am kind of in my head thinking, but sometimes I can turn the faucet on like a drip, do a little bit. Sometimes I can make it full steam, but I can turn it off when I'm not doing it. And I know that the faucet is ready to go next time. So, all right, guys, thank you. I will see you soon. And let's talk about some Dollar Tree. And there's some work for me to do there. So, all right, guys, take care. And if you want to like it, thank you. If you want to subscribe, welcome. And just go ahead. I was saying my friends like, you got 700. And then I looked, I had 699. Why do people do that? Unsubscribe. If I would never unsubscribe anyone under 1,000, y'all, because they feel it, they see it. But I try really hard. I don't pay attention to that. It used to drive me nuts, right? I'm thinking, well, they, you know, started when I started. They have so many more followers. I'm like, it's not what it's about for you, right? Anyway, but say, hey, where are you from? I'm just, what brings you back, or what did you click on? I was just curious, some information, a little bit of connection. So again, grateful. And y'all, you can share me. I have no problem. Y'all share me if you want. I'm good. I'm good with sharing. But you take care, and I'll see you soon.